Hello everybody and welcome to the Cone Racing League. This is the Tier 2 finale race with a championship decider between KXI and Steiny. Steiny, who is here with me at the moment.
Yo, what's up boys?
So Steiny's here for a quick pre-race chat. So just an important question, how are you feeling for the race?
Yeah, I think I'm well prepared for anything that might come. I've done some practice sessions and I've done setup training and race decisions, so we'll see how it goes. Most importantly, of course, I'm going to focus on KXI, trying to out-qualify him. He showed some good pace already in some practice sessions, so it's going to be tricky, but yeah, we'll do our best. I'm going to push as hard as I can.
Yeah, so obviously you're currently behind 7 points, but you do have the advantage you have one more race win than him. So if you two do tie on points, which I worked out there were 12 ways you could do, then you are the driver who gets the win in that case.
Yeah, that is an option as well. Obviously, I'm going to try to get more than 7 points just to be on the safe side, and also hence for racing, and it's going to go all the way down to the wire, to the small tens, and this is yeah, very exciting. Brazil, very short track as well. If you do one mistake, it's going to cost you a lot of time on a qualifying lap. So yeah, a lot of pushing and staying very focused.
Yeah, actually Brazil's held host to quite a few F1's own championship deciding battles. I know for me, one of the first seasons I watched of F1, 2007, when I was just 4, Kimi got his championship there.
Wow.
But
It's sick. Yeah, Brazil is always definitely a showstopper. Even in 2019 with the legendary finish, Gasly against Hamilton, I think it was absolutely incredible track, and yeah, can't wait to race on that today.
yeah, I think unless you've got anything else to say before the race, I'll let you go now. Focus a bit as qualifying should be starting in 2-3 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Thank you very much. Good luck, everybody, and enjoy the stream.
See you after the race, and best of luck, Steiny.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Right, so there we go. That was a quick word from Steiny. And hopefully we'll be hearing from both him and KXI after the race, once we know who the champion is. Of course, if there's any signs of potential incidents, then I'm going to have to stick the word provisional in front of whoever I say the champion is. But hopefully a nice clean race. Actually, interestingly, both Tier 1 and Tier 2 today do not have a single reserve between them. All full-time drivers, both Tier 1 and 2, are showing up, so it should be a very good race. Qualifying should certainly be interesting as well. So I imagine KXI and Steiny have been working their butts off. So between those two, DeRoy, Marty and Rizifi, there's going to be a very close battle for the top 5. I can't say I know who'll get it. I think, if I had to say, I think Steiny's the most likely to get it. He's proved that when he practices he can get it. But of course, seasons change, the drivers develop, get faster, get slower, so we will see. Actually, Steiny had been with us slightly longer than KXI. So Steiny joined, I think, partway through Season 2, fairly near the start of it, where he was in Tier 1 at the time, but there was just, was there two or three tiers at the time? Either way, Tier 1's got much faster, so some of the guys have dribbled down, while still getting faster themselves. KXI joined actually just over a year ago, November 2020, so both of them been with us for over a year. Drivers who know their way around CRL, both very nice people. We'll see how it goes though. Actually tied a number of podiums this season as well, KXI and Steiny, both sitting on 6 podiums. 4 of Steiny's are wins, whereas only 3 of KXI's are. And Steiny's got a couple fastest laps to show. Who is it we are waiting on? One of the Alfa Romeos. Which drive was that? It is Raw, if I'm saying that correctly. So hopefully he gets in the lobby shortly. But I'm very, very much looking forward to this race. It is going to be a mighty close one and a very, very exciting end to a season. I'm actually looking at the championship as well as this battle for first between KXI and Steiny. There's a fairly decent battle for third in the championship between DeRoy and 4-star. They are just, what is that, 15 points apart, so a bit of a bigger gap between the two. Jerome saying Steiny. We'll see. I know who I'm supporting, and I'm not going to say because I don't want to let my bias through. But of course, with the possibility of safety cars, you can't just run away with it. Hopefully a clean race, hopefully we do see both drivers get to the end. Because of course, if KXI hadn't have had that incident with J Wills in Bahrain, then he would have had a significantly larger lead now. Not enough to have won the championship, but I think between that and Imola it would have been. Two of his DNFs, neither of which were his fault. I think towards the end of the season, Steiny's just been catching and catching, but both showed promise throughout the whole season. Still waiting on Raw. Haven't heard anything from him, but we will see. So we're going to start off with a full quali, and of course both Steiny and KXI will very much be wanting to get through to Q3. I don't know if strategy says mediums would be better, or they'll want to be starting on softs, but I think given how close this field is, getting through to Q3 on the medium tyres is not something many drivers can do. The only one who really seems to stand a chance at doing that is DeRoy. We're actually in the, what's it called, the yeah, in the November driver rankings, DeRoy did a very good job coming third overall, but he did top the November qualifying score, having got throughout the 4 races then 2 pole positions and 2 second positions. So that's our current P3 in the championship. Okay, so it sounds like they are looking for a potential reserve. Ross said he was going to do the race, but it seems something is meaning he's not turned up. So apologies for the delay. Right, so I can now confirm Raw will definitely not be racing. There were 4 drivers who put themselves forward as reserves, but of course, it being this last minute, they might not be ready to do so. We'll see. There's a chance we will just have 19 drivers then. Hopefully we can find someone to join, but if not, not the end of the world. Okay, so we do now have a man, Super Chinese. I think we've seen reserve. Not sure if it was the last race or the race before. man fairly new to the league. In fact, I can check exactly when he joined. He joined CRL, yeah, a month and a half ago. Not sure how many races he's participated in. Yeah, he was in Russia. Actually came 6th in Russia, so seems to be a pretty decent driver. Might cause a bit of upset in the championship then. But I think the most interesting thing we have, given the point system being 40 points for first and 33 for second, a win for Steiny and a second position for KXI ties them on points. So it is really going to be down to the drivers to push as hard as they can. Fastest lap for either of them in that position will push it in their favour. Steiny, of course, will be the one who wins if they tie on points, as I've said. Yep, there we go. Q1 starting in 20 seconds. I think I'm going to have to disagree with that, Mark. So here we go. Qualifying soon to be starting. For the moment, championship runners for now, it's just about getting through safely the first couple rounds. They should be more than quick enough to get through Q1. Have to be smart about the strategy in Q2, whether or not they can get through on mediums or not, and then push as hard as they can in Q3 without letting nerves get to them. That one, we know that one's a fact as Mark chickened out from their 1v1. Interesting. Ziffy going on to the mediums. Ah, thank you, thank you. So, free fall there, confirming the race will be an all dry, so no rain to throw a spanner into the works. And we have Tobes, the first one out of the pit lane. The other one appears to be other Aston Martin. Krishna following our last week's race winner. His first ever podium in CRL after a very large amount of seasons here. Been here longer than I have, which isn't something most drivers on this grid can say. As of yet, don't believe either KXI or Steiny have left the pit lane. No. DeRoy leaving the pit lane though. He's one to watch out for the qualifying. Tobes about to start his first lap. See what he can do, what time he can set to beat. So Tobes, a relatively clear track ahead of him. Him and Captain Nick currently tied for 17th position in the championship. I know they're having a bit of a friendly battle to see who can win that one. both currently sitting on 44 points. So around the last real corner. Now we'll see what time he can set and what other drivers can do up against it. So across the line, Tobes first lap, a 1:08.5. Krishna to be the next man, as Clerpiard has crashed out. As Dark's about to see going past him. And that's already Clerpiard out of this qualifying session. And so is Krishna. Krishna crashing in the centre S's. No, it's the other Haas that get a view of that. Carl, yeah, so that is Krishna and Clerpiard both already out of this session. Warrior Huntsman, second fastest. Trying to find, I think the next driver will be Dark. I don't know if he was affected by the yellows of Clerpiard. Certainly had to go around his car. So it is the slowest time so far, but it is just 0.6 behind Carl. DeRoy, half second ahead of the rest of the field. Actually, Krishna with a pretty fast lap, all things considered. Although put him far, far down. I think one of the Ferraris, is that into the pit lane? It is into the pit lane for them. So I think Jamie Robertson just starting his first lap. There's Apollo across the line. Third fastest, a 1:08.2. There's Tobes also. Another driver's crashed out. Tobes also gone round. No, it's the other Williams. Mercedes is going to pass him. That's 3 drivers already crashed out this qualifying session. Seems the pressure really is on. Here's our reserve Super Chinese. Let's see what he can do. Possibly be suffering from having a bit less practice than the rest of the field. But up to 5th position, doesn't seem to have hurt his lap time too much. Although he will want to find more time than that. Steiny still in the pit lane. Though KXI just starting his lap, we'll keep on board with him. See what his sectors are like. Where he slots in. Goes a bit deep into the centre S's there. As Jamie Robertson sets the fastest lap, a 1:07.4. 16 thousandths ahead of DeRoy. Now, of course, with 3 drivers having crashed out, they do have the advantage that there's less worry about fighting to get through. Although I think Krishna set quite a quick time beforehand. Actually, we may only see 14 drivers then in Q2. As a 1:07.6 is tall order to try and beat. KXI actually goes ahead and does that, 3rd fastest for him. And that's a time I think he can be happy with. I suspect already secured his Q2 position. Jay Wills up into 3rd position for him, just behind his teammate for the moment. Hobbsy shall be the next man. And he's up to 5th position, another 1:07. We've seen 5 of them so far, 6 if you include Krishna. So Steiny now leaving the pit lane on his outlap. So far from what we've seen, anything that is a sub 108 flat appears to be good. This is Deluxey across the line with a 107.8. Probably be safe with that time. And we've had another crash. Captain Nick this time. Oh, that's the wrong guy, but... yeah, I didn't get to see his car, but Captain Nick now also crashed out. That's 4 drivers so far. And neither Captain Nick nor Claire PR got a lap in first. Now, interestingly, Freefall attempting to qualify on the mediums. So 108.5. Recife now going out on the mediums after having used softs. Sorry, now going out on the softs, having used mediums previously. Steiny, a purple first sector for him. Pole position is not unknown to Steiny. Actually, not sure how many he's got this season, but I think the number's around 3 or 4. Certainly wouldn't be surprised if he got it this time, as long as he can keep the pressure off his shoulders. So Steiny across the line, and he gets 4th fastest, just ahead of KXI, 7/100ths between the two of them. And that's the gap we're keeping an eye on. Freefall, don't think improving his lap there. Interestingly, Dark, now having done, well, I think he's done 5 laps on these tyres. Or has he done 6 and there's one more to do? I'm not sure. Either way, very odd tyres. So some of the guys near the front happy with their laps, choosing to retire. So it seems likely all the drivers will get faster than Tobe's time, but that does only mean they'll be ahead of 3 of the drivers who DNF'd, which means 2 people are going to end up knocked out who are currently still on the track. Krishna's going to, well, we'll see where he places, but it's very unlikely that it'll be in the bottom 5. So Recife, up to 5th position for him, a 107.5, and he'll be happy with that time. Quicker than Krishna's, and almost certainly safe. Marty, another quick qualifier. I think the only one currently on a hot lap. So Apollo about to start a hot lap himself. So Marty, the last driver to set a lap, suspected to be up there. And it really was a 107 flat for him, 4.5 tenths to the next closest car, and more than through to the next session. So Freefall now using the soft compound. Yeah, Resifi will be into the pit lane. Dark, I'd suspect, into the pit lane. Yep, and for some fresh fuel. Apollo's invalidated his lap somewhere. So unless Marty's going around for another one, and currently no drivers. No, currently no drivers are setting laps. Super Chinese with the next man to start his lap. The last minute reserve to hop in. Gosh, I think got his foot down slightly late coming out of the last corner. Using all the track available to him. Should perhaps get on the curbs a little too much there. See who he's doing, actually down on his previous time by nearly a tenth. I think it's the middle sector where the most time will be gained or lost. But the first and last sector where we'll see the most overtakes happening. There we go, now 3/10 up. That looks to put in him around about 12th position. Maybe only 13th. Of course, if we had a bad last sector, we may see him go faster still. And across the line, he jumps to 10th position, a 108 flat. I'll be fairly happy with that. Free fall, jumping to 9th position. Oh, not sure what Apollo's doing there. A bit of lag going on. Four crashes in Q1 actually. Claire PR, Captain Nick, Tobes and Krishna. The rest of them are just retirements, happy with their lap. Yeah, so the 2nd through 8th have just retired happy with their lap, but the bottom 4 have all been crashes. Apollo lagging quite a bit at the moment, up a 10th in the first sector. Of course the lag won't affect him in qualifying, but in the race that may cause some problems for the other drivers around him. Oh, and I think, is that 4-star or Dark has gone for a spin? Nope, just Dark going slow. So Apollo needing to improve his time across the line and up to 10th position, knocking 2 Red Bulls into the bottom 5. 4-star though at the moment looks like he is going to improve. So 4-star currently off P4 in the championship. Improves his lap time but not enough to get in any positions. Dark invalidating his previous lap. I think 4-star does have time for 2 more, though Dark not quite. Carl then, I think this will be a fairly sizable improvement. Across the line up to 8th position for him. I think he can rest happy with that lap. Now Warrior Huntsman may have retired too soon with that 107.9. Super Chinese Doesn't gain any positions, does improve his time slightly, getting himself into the 107s. Immediately goes deep and validates the next lap. So Super Chinese now really under threat from the two Red Bulls, although 4-star down a second, Darkove up 2.5 tenths, which would be enough to get him past Super Chinese and knock Super Chinese out. Because 4-star we said we'd get another lap in. No, he was too slow to get to the line. Dark up to 11th, knocking Super Chinese down, who does not have another lap to improve on. Yeah, 4-star must have missed it by a few tenths. So our current championship P4 not able to fight to get P3 for the end of the season. Even Super Chinese 4-star, Tobes, Captain Nick and Claire PR knocked out. The bottom three all through DNFs. Krishna in P15 also crashed out, although with a very fast lap. So there will only be 14 drivers in Q2. Though importantly, both Steiny and KXI will be amongst them. So we are now just waiting on Carl in the pit lane to retire from the session. And there we go, that's the first qualifying session down. Our two championship front runners done what they needed to do. But Marty showing good promise for the sessions to come. Have a look down the order. These bottom three and Krishna, all four of them crashing out. Super Chinese and 4-star not fast enough to get through. But yeah, being within a second of the leader wasn't enough, and that's not even accounting for the fact that the leader had nearly half a second to the rest of the field. So yeah, Super Chinese about half a second from second position. Goes to show just how close it's going to be. So I think this session will be very telling as to what's going to happen. Q2, always an interesting one here. Drivers go out on the mediums. And the times they're set on the mediums usually, to be honest, aren't really going to be fast enough to hold up in Q2. Majority of the time you see a wide range, kind of a wave of people changing onto the softs near the end, setting a lap to make sure they can hold their position going into Q3. So DeRoy, one of the first to go out on track on the mediums, as is Kyle. I'm not sure which one will be out first. I think the Mercedes garage slightly closer. No, it wasn't, but out much sooner. So DeRoy, Carl, Apollo are first three out on track, followed by Dark. Not sure what other car is. One in the shades of blue, and then Rizifi. So I suspect pole will be between this man and Steiny. We'll see. If there's one man who can get through in the mediums, it is DeRoy, but If it is truly impossible, then I'm sure it won't happen. Just get a banker of a lap in. 4 drivers have been DNF'd last session. People have to be careful not to repeat the same. Destroy. Not quite getting the perfect line for that last corner. We'll see how his time holds up to those of Q1. So he sets a 1:08.1, which seems very unlikely to be quick enough. Carl with the 1:07.6. Already seen much better times on the board. Dark invalidated his lap. Warrior Huntsman then will be the next man to set the lap. Though, even slower one. Ziffy invalidated his. That's the wrong blue dot again. Which car is that? Is that Cake's on and out lap? It is. Who is giving his rival's teammate some slipstream. But maybe accidentally a 1:07.4 for Jamie Robertson. It's a fairly strong lap. I think though that may end up only just being quicker than the cut-off range. DeRoy not improving on his second lap. As Deluxey jumps up. Ooh! And that's DeRoy out of the session. Got on the throttle too much. Spun into the wall, loses a tyre. And with a time that all drivers should be able to beat, there will still be 10 people in Q3. That is not how he wanted his race to turn out. Ziffy, 4th for him. Not sure that time will be quick enough as KXI, current championship leader, showing what he came here to do, a 1:07.1, although nearly a 1:07.2. See how Steiny can challenge that. Apollo Aston also crashing out. Interlagos proving a very tricky track this qualifying. 6 drivers exiting it from DNFs. Steiny purple first sector for him. And he's looking to be a very strong lap so far. So J-Will's just up the road on the mediums. Might be going into the pit lane, I'd suspect so. Well, actually giving Steiny perhaps a little bit of slipstream there. Steiny, 1:07.5, 4th fastest. And if you can, want to find more time, let's Hobbs into the pit lane. Marty to finish his first lap on the mediums. A 1:08 flat, the quickest time we've seen so far on the mediums, DeRoy included. but still not ahead of a single one of the soft runners. So I think now no drivers currently on the lap, waiting on free fall to get round to the start of his. Our last driver to set the lap, starting it straight out onto the soft tyres, not bothering the mediums. And all the guys who set times on the mediums, minus Marty still on the track, now changed onto the softs in the pit lane. So here we go now then, free fall. Just 4 drivers getting knocked out, though we already know 2 of them are likely to be, well, definitely will be one of them Apollo. Very likely another one will be DeRoy. Free fall. Actually, driver has not done too badly this season, currently sitting a strong 6th in the championship. Won't be able to get any higher than 5th, although is just 13 points behind his teammate Hobbsy, the current 2nd fastest in this session. So potentially could be fighting for P5, although going wide there. And he knows he shouldn't finish this lap, and he's been caught on stream. Not that he'll know that, but if you... There's a fairly high chance Freefall's just earned himself a penalty. Although, not something that will affect the championship standings by the end of it. Ziffy not on a quick one at the moment. Dark, they're up 2 tenths currently. And there we go, 2nd fastest for him, a 1:07.4. And looking at the times from 2nd down to what, 6th, so little between them in the gaps. Free fall this lap not being a good one, but going around again for another one. Oh, and already invalidated his lap. Well, Hoppenball, is Ziffy going to improve? It looks like he is. There we go, up to 2nd position for him. Closing that gap down to KXI. So Dark isn't improving this one. Freefall, we also know that to be the case. Is Warrior Huntsman to be the next man then? Well, actually, no, I think Jay Wills will be next driver to the line. Ooh, going into the pit lane and giving the wall a tap for extra measure. So Jamie Robertson happy with his time. I was going to say in 5th, already down to 6th as Carl improves his lap. Honestly, not sure he's safe. I mean, looking at those times between 2nd and 8th, that's only 2/10. Warrior Huntsman now, I'm probably about to join them all. Just 9th position for him, although that does put him into the top 10 for the moment. Marty now going for his first lap on the soft compound. The only driver whose current fastest lap is not on the softs. Oh, if he can get a 108 flat on the softs, he's going to be, sorry, on the mediums, he's going to be damn quick on the soft tyres. So, interestingly, Steiny is going to want to be improving. I think he's currently on the lap. Ziffi happy with his lap from 2nd, and fairly happy he'll be safe. So is that potentially Warrior Huntsman about to improve his lap? No, doesn't improve. Marty massively quicker. Steiny not improving. I don't know if that was a lap for him or not. But Marty here, honestly wouldn't be surprised if he jumps straight to the front here. Yep, straight to the front. Nearly 2/10 to KXI, who himself is a 10th and a half to the next nearest man. Freefall going wide, invalidating his lap. There's that Deluxey not improving. Our next man to the line, Warrior Huntsman. The driver currently at risk of being knocked down, although only 2 of the remaining drivers on track will be knocked out of this session. KXI was certainly safe. Steiny cannot say the same about him. Oh, that looks like someone coming into the pit lane. How about Steiny then? So he does have time for one more lap, but only just up to 3rd, and I think that's him safe, and he will be very, very relieved with that. Freefall still not improving. Warrior Huntsman staying out their way. But yeah, that is, I think that's Warrior Huntsman and Freefall out, and that concludes the session. Deluxe, he can push, he can set a time, as long as he doesn't DNF, he's safe. Actually, I think he is going to move up the order quite a bit. A 10th and a half he has at the moment, but that is still about, what, 5th, 6th position. And he pushes more, gets 4th. Yeah, Warrior Huntsman, Freefall, DeRoy and Apollo knocked out of Q2, will not be advancing to Q3. KXI and Steiny both through. So 2 sessions down as far as the championship's concerned, just the important one to go. KXI and Steiny, what's that, 54 thousandths between them in that session. So just waiting on Steiny to retire in the pit lane. There we go. Does it as I say it. But there we go, Marty with the fastest lap. Even him with that speed on the mediums was not enough to get through. Time about a second faster. But look at those top 9 drivers. Half a second between them. From KXI down to Jamie Robertson, that is less than 3/10. It is going to be a very, very close Q3. I don't know if Jay Wills made a mistake on his lap or what. Oh, I've just noticed Warrior Huntsman missed out by 3 thousandths. That is not something you'd want to see as a driver. So here we go, on to Q3. Jamie Robertson already heading out onto the track. Seems to be the only driver for the moment. Hobbsy also moving, as is Razifi, Dark, KXI, Marty. So I think it's just Steiny, Carl, actually Deluxe heading as well. Steiny, Carl and Jay Wills, the only ones not to go out yet. We'll follow Jamie Robertson as the first man out on track. So we're going to be looking at mid to low 107s, we may even see a high 106. And given how close the margins are, it is going to be so close. One mistake is going to cost you multiple positions here. I don't even mean a big mistake. So just 3 drivers still in the pit lane. Of course, they're all going to be using the soft tyres. So actually I may as well just stick it on best now so we can see how old the tyres they set the laps were on. As Steiny leaves the pit lane, KXI just starting his lap. We'll hop on board with him after we are done watching Jamie Robertson's lap. Oh, just going over the white line there and losing out. KXI actually himself already invalidated. Okay, we'll hop on board with Hobbsy. I think he'll be our new first driver to settle up. So let's see what he can do. McLaren driver, a 107.4, not too bad of a lap. Given what we've seen, I'm certainly going to want to try and find more time. As if he going round for another one. Of course, still sets a lap. But not a quick one. Marty, 107.2, and that's more like it. Still going to want to find more time though. That's a couple tenths back in his previous one. Deluxe, second fastest. So Steiny possibly going to be affected by Carl just ahead of him. Both of them, I think, on a lap. They're both suffering from traffic themselves. So the Mercedes just ahead is on an out lap. Deluxey possibly on an in lap. Yep, J Will's staying well out the way. Steiny going to be suffering from Carl ahead. Although, if you can keep that gap closed down, maybe I'll use that to his advantage. For a bit of slipstream, no, Carl surrendering the lap. Letting Steiny through. KXI sets a 107.3, 2 thousandths ahead of Hobbsy. And Steiny now across the line with a 107.4. I think quite possibly affected. I have to go behind Carl, who from the looks of things invalidated his lap somewhere. Marty, that is an... Oh no, that's him about to start a fresh lap. How about Hobbsy? This is a potential improvement. And there we go, a 107.1. I think he'll be fairly happy with that one. KXI on a slow one. Carl. Just go over the white line there, pushing too hard, nearly spinning, and just after invalidated his lap as well. So Dark, 107.2, he'll be fairly happy with that one. Up into second position for him. Jamie Robinson, 7th position. At the back of the good times. But as Marty shows again, just how quickly is it qualifying up to the front for him. Back in the 107 flats. There's Hobbsy on and in lap. I suspect J Will's validated something. Jamie Robinson in lap. J Will's, well, they've invalidated, it might not be an in lap. I think he is just on an in lap. But he might not want to be too mean to his tyres. So interesting that Marty set his lap on 3 lap on soft tyres, as did Hobbsy. Currently KXI and Steiny 5th and 6th are both provisionally on the 3rd row. Marty, only man currently out on track. Let's drivers wait for the second wave of qualifying laps. Well, Resifi though, leaving the pit lane. As is that KXI? It is KXI. Keep an eye on him, he'll be wanting to find some more time if he can. He needs to find over a 10th in order to gain any positions. So KXI, I think, trying to look at how much of the season he's been leading. I'll have a look. When's the last race he wasn't leading from? So his first round leading was after round 4 as KXI starts his lap. So yeah, there have only been 4 championship leaders, being Deluxie after round 1, 4-star after round 2, and Kyle after round 3. Since then it's just been KXI all the way, who's already aborted his lap from the looks of things. We'll hop on board with the Ferrari driver then. He's also aborting his lap, it seems. I think the driver's actually just warming up their tyres, deciding they want a few laps to activate them. And yeah, for Rizifi, this is his first proper attempt at a lap. Chance of seeing an improvement from Dark? No. Not sure who's pushing for one or not. Is J Wills? No, he is not. Don't think Marty's either, though I will quickly check. Oh, actually, having said that, Marty with the first 106 and a 106.8 jumps straight to one of those. And he'll be happy with that time, even got a bit of toe at the end of the lap. Rizifi now, 107.3, splat in the middle of all those times. Deluxie not improving there, as that. It's Jamie Robson with an invalidation. KXI going to improve his lap up to 3rd position with a 107.3. Steiny somewhere I missed, also into the 106s, a 106.9. That puts him ahead of his championship rival. It's Carl now across the line, does not have time to set another lap. Drivers now on their last lap. Hobbsy 4th. Carl will not do any better than 9th. Possibly will be knocked down from that. Dark has some time to gain. Will he get any more? He does, but not moving up any positions. Staying behind M. Hobbsy. 25 thousandths there. J. Wills, the slowest driver of these guys in Q2. Does get ahead of Carl though. Finds himself in position. Do we have next Steiny into the pit lane? Deluxie, our next man. Currently 6th fastest. Up to 5th jumps Dark. Jamie Robertson's invalidated his lap, as has Rizifi. I think Marty pushing too hard. Nope. Just letting Carl through. There is Carl's ghost. KXI in a slow one. Right, so that concludes qualifying. Marty will be starting on pole, and importantly, Steiny is ahead of KXI, which is what he needs to do. Although, if they finished where they qualified, KXI would get the win by 2 points. P1 for Steiny, P2 for KXI, though Ty Steiny gets the win. P2 for Steiny, P3 for KXI. KXI wins it by just 2 points. But Marty making the 2 championship drivers work for it. staying ahead of them. 3/4 of a second across the field, and some very, very close times there from 3rd down to 6th position. You are talking 36 thousandths of a second. Wow. So 4 drivers with an average gap of 9... Wait, am I doing maths correctly? No, I'm not. 4 drivers with an average gap of 12 thousandths between them. But even then, that is still remarkably close. And it is going to be a very, very interesting race. Still no sign of either KXI or Steiny gaining a massive advantage, but both clearly showing just how seriously they're taking this race. So the drivers now choosing strategy and setup. We've already been told by Freefall there's not due to be any rain. So it's just what strategy can you make work, what safety cars will there be, and how can you react to them. So there we go. Driver is told to leave a bit of time before confirming their setup, give others a chance, make sure they're happy with their own. Now the countdown started for the formation lap, 15 seconds till that begins. We'll see how it goes. Knowing these guys, this will be a far more respectful show than what we're seeing this weekend on Sunday. And for anyone who hasn't yet heard, Channel 4's showing the race live as well as Sky. So those of us who do not have Sky can still watch the race live. And here we go, looking at strategy. Warrior Huntsman, Captain Nick and Claire PR starting on the mediums, 4-star, starting on the hards. The rest of the drivers, 16 of them starting on the softs. Although Rizifi just left the lobby, and I'm not sure... Right, his game crashed. That's not particularly ideal. Oh, and there's some contact there. That looked to be between, I'd assume, Carl and Warrior Huntsman, given they're at opposite positions from where they're supposed to be. But these are the two we'll be watching. KXI, our current championship leader, who is just 7 points ahead of Steiny. And a reminder for those of you who don't know, points down to 15th position, 40th for a win, sorry, 40 points for a win, 33 for a P2, which is the 7-point gap between them. Steiny currently sitting on 4 wins to KXI's 3, so Steiny wins in the event of a tie on points. But both of these drivers showed just how good they are this season. In previous seasons, when the league was a bit smaller, they have actually both been in Tier 1 at some point. But Tier 1 was much slower then, and actually, I'm sure they're quicker now than they were then. But for both of them, that was back in F1 2020. It's been the first CRL F1 2021 season. Here they go, lining up onto the grid now. Marty on the pole, but KXI and Steiny, there were the ones we were looking at. I don't know what Captain Nick was doing, but we'll keep an eye on position changes and especially keep an eye on KXI and Steiny. So there we go, 5 lights, and away they go. A very good start from Steiny. Although KXI actually trying to go around his outside already. Not able to get the move done. Steiny going slightly deep. Marty pulling away from the two of them. Steiny going slightly wide. KXI looking to get the move done, but not able to. Now having to defend from Deluxie from behind, who looks like he has got it done. Also looking to get past Steiny. Move not come off. No, it is. He's on the inside of Steiny now. And Deluxie already up 3 positions. They're further down. Freefall up 4 and Krishna up 6 positions now. Dark going deep there, as though we've had a spin from Tobes further back down the order. Oh, and we've got a very interesting line for the Red Bull there. That's going to lose him a lot of positions. This time to safely come back onto the track. That drops him down to 19th. As Marty already pulling away from the rest of the field. 1.5 seconds built on just the first lap. And we've had a spin from Dark further down the order. Or was that spin from 4-star? One, if not both of the Red Bulls having problems. And Freefall and Krishna up huge amounts of positions, as is Captain Nick. Krishna proved last week just how quick he was. Some of these guys really benefiting from the chaos. Marty though doing what he needs to do, holding his lead. Oh, there's a mistake there from Freefall. Krishna not quite close enough to capitalise. Steiny past KXI. I've lost. Why is that not working? Ah, it is now. Captain Nick and Razifi side by side going into turn 1. So Captain Nick going to defend, and Razifi though looking to go up the inside. And Captain Nick getting ahead. Apollo Ghost had been overtaken, and they are nearly 2 by 2 behind. A bit of contact between the Alfa Romeo and the Mercedes. As Steiny's got himself past Deluxie. Which now means with current finishing positions, it's Steiny that gets the championship. So we've had a spin from Apollo further down. Marty continuing to extend his lead. Not close enough for an overtake here. The spat of a second though. Very, very close between them. Extremely tricky to pull off an overtake in the middle sector. Just got to stay on your opponent's tail here. Oh, and I think KXI we may see an overtake up to P3 for him here. They're not using his ERS. Deluxe actually with a much stronger level of ERS. Considers the move, does not go for it. Further down the order, there was a bit of a scrap going on for the P6. I think 3 drivers involved. I didn't see what order they went into it, but I don't think it was the same order that came out of turn 1. So Deluxe there with a very happy amount of ERS. KXI more than last lap. I think for the moment deciding just to stay on, save his ERS. Maybe go for moves later. Bit slow on the throttle, out of the centre S's. Deroy past Recife. Don't think he's able to get the move back there. Dark though having a look at Captain Nick further down the order, siding against it. And Steiny gradually starting to put a little bit of time on Deluxe, not a massive amount. But of course with the DRS on that main straight, very hard to put a large amount of time. And it's not a small battle either, 2nd to 6th in that train. And if they make a mistake, Freefall and Jamie Robertson more than ready to join in that battle. Krishna right on Hobbs's tail, just 2/10 back, using his ERS. Not that he has a lot of it, but it's enough to try and go for a move here. That seems Hobbs pulling away slightly. There's Deluxe and KXI going side by side. Deluxe remaining ahead. And this is good for Steiny, able to pull away. Sure, he wants Deluxe to be the driver who stays ahead out of the 2 of them, but any time you can use to pull away from KXI, it's very, very important, as Toves has gone for a crash in the centre S's. Yep, you can just sort of see him from this camera here, and the safety cars come out. Actually, we'll have another quick look. So Krishna up 9 positions, Captain Nick up 7, Club PR up 6th from 20th, the top 2 not moving, KXI though down 1. He's going to try and gain as much time as he can, or as much ground as he can, I guess. So we'll see who pits. I suspect we'll see all the soft guys come in. From J Wills down, and most likely for us to see not pitting. Krishna interestingly staying out. I'm trying a bit of a risky tactic here. Not sure how long the soft tyres do last. Who's next man staying out? Warrior Huntsman. As is that Captain Nick. J Will's also staying out. Now, interestingly, Captain Nick splitting Steiny and Deluxey. Which means there's an extra position that KXI has to contend with. Now actually Captain Nick and KXI are teammates. I do wonder if Captain Nick is going to try and help KXI. I can never remember who's in a party with who. But the grid generally split into parties of 2 to 5 people. Krishna going for a little bit of lawn mowing, it seems. Oh, that was a bit late, wasn't it? Safety car in this lap. Krishna now going to start backing up the pack. The whole field is hit. Still, I think, slightly too early to be going, given the safety car is. He could now go if he wanted to. Just up for him to decide when, and there he goes. And he's got a good getaway, actually. Oh, and Martin Warrior Huntsman must have touched somewhere. There's an overtake around the outside for Marty, around the outside of Warrior Huntsman. Deluxe immediately passed Captain Nick. KXI also passed him. Captain Nick, I think, not wanting to make it 2 times. He takes out his championship rival. Razifi, though, crashing in the centre S's, and that is him out of this race. Not an ideal race for Ferrari. Both drivers out. And current finishing positions. KXI is 1 point ahead of Steiny. Although Steiny lining up Deluxey here. Doesn't have the help of DRS. Burning through a lot of his DRS hit. Looking for a move up the inside. Doesn't get it done. Of course, Deluxey on the hard tyres, so he's going to want to get past him as soon as he can. Obviously on the quicker compound for the moment. Out going for another look at the inside, and this time a stronger overtake. Nudges Deluxey wide, but that is Cakesight up into 5th position. Steiny right on Warrior Huntsman's tail. Himself starting to drop back from the front two. Of course, Warrior Huntsman on old tyres, he's going to struggle to keep up. Krishna actually doing a very good job at pulling away from the rest of the field, given his tyres. Marty, we know he's quick on raw pace. He's qualifying faster than what you see for most other guys, as we saw with his pole position here. So Steiny and Warrior Huntsman not going to be able to do it. Maybe try and force him into a mistake. That was a small mistake. Now pulling alongside. Warrior Huntsman not wanting to give up, but Steiny getting a very nice overtake around the outside, of which Cakesight we've had a very nice view of. Although not something I think he would want to see. He needs to get past Warrior Huntsman as soon as he can. A small mistake there, catching it though before it had to get out of control. It's Cakesight, the outside of Warrior Huntsman. And he gets the move done. And also to point out, it's that same turn one, the two Aston Martins out front switch positions. Marty getting past Krishna. And Jamie Robinson's crashed further down the order. And that's brought out a safety car. And this time I think Krishna will be pitting. Cakesight and Steiny still doing a good job staying near the front of the field. Current finishing positions. What do we have? Cakesight gets it by 2 points. And if Krishna does pit this lap as I expect, then it will be Cakesight gets it by 1 point. So, yep, there we go. Krishna into the pit lane. Cakesight and Steiny both staying out on track. Warrior Huntsman staying out on his very old tyres, as does Captain Nick. So we'll see how that plays out for them. So we can see there the back 6 drivers went into the pit lane. Warrior Huntsman and Captain Nick, now their tyres are going to be getting quite old. Both started on the mediums. And these two just refusing to not be side by side on the track. Well, one in front of the other, not side by side, but certainly keeping each other busy. So while we are again under the safety car, see if I can find some stats. Last race, Steiny came. Oh yeah, KXI did a bit of a flop in Russia, coming 8th position. Nothing too notable about this race. He just didn't really have the pace, couldn't make the most of the rain, the safety cars. This Jay Wills taps with Hobbs, giving both of them 5 seconds under the safety car. Something KXI and Steiny will sorely want to be avoiding. I think for both Steiny and KXI this is their 3rd full season. I'm not sure, because I think Steiny joined partway through season 2, quite early on in it, but partway, and KXI joined at the start of season 3. So given where all the cars are positioned on track, we will be seeing a safety car in this lap. Although it won't tell us that until just before the last proper corner. So about now. Yep, there we go. So Marty decided when to go. Are these 3 in their qualifying positions? Wrong way. Yes, they are. And Marty's gone. And Steiny's been caught sleeping though. KXI gone immediately alongside him. Oh, the tyres touch. KXI up the inside on the softer rubber. And Marty's crashed out. KXI, however, getting past Steiny on the outside. And that was some very close side-by-side racing. KXI taking the defensive line, realising he doesn't need to. Sufficiently far ahead. That's Marty out of this race. After such a good qualifying and getting into the lead there. Apollo also out of this race, although I think that was more a... So I'm not sure, on a spin from Dark there further back down the order as well. Just like that, we've lost 2 more drivers. Freefall on his fresh softs could be interesting to watch. Keep one eye on that lead battle, but I don't think we're going to see any overtakes until Steiny gets a bit closer. Freefall needs to use these softs to gain positions as quick as he can. He does not want to be stuck behind a set of hard tyres. It's behind Freefall actually. Krishna passed Carl. There's Dark. Was that a pit lane retirement? I wasn't paying attention, but I think it probably was. Okay, and I think Freefall finally passed Super Chinese on the outside of that hairpin of all corners. Such a shame I missed that. Hopefully that pops up in one of the overtakes of the week. Krishna passed Super Chinese. Now Carl also looking to get past Super Chinese. Two Mercedes swapping further up. DeRoy past Jay Wills. He's on the fresher. Oh, Jay Wills getting 3 seconds of penalties. DeRoy on fresher and a softer compound. This looks promising. He's not quite close enough to really go for a move. Tags him, but luckily plays it safe, not enough to spin him. Just ends up losing himself some time. Steiny still sitting behind KXI. These two both currently running the championship positions. And this would tie them on wins. The KXI would then win by 14 points. But the biggest difference is their tyres. Both, I think, capable of going to the end. The only difference is Steiny's going to have a hell of a lot of an easier time near the end of it. I believe all four of those... Oh no, there were lots of penalties. So yeah, so Hobbsy and Warrior Huntsman were under safety car. J Wheels has just been picking them up like nothing, and Forsyth's got 1-3 seconds. Quickly check the warnings for KXI and Steiny. One for KXI, one for Steiny. So just one each at the moment. Bit of a slow exit there by Steiny, not enough to go for a move. Further back, Krishna might be able to pull something. Warrior Huntsman, no, it seems not actually. How about Hobbsy and J Wills? That one's feeling more likely. Ooh! And J Wills changing line unexpectedly of Hobbsy, who managed to hold his car. Sure, we've been slightly worried there. The two front runners, very close actually. J Wheels and Hobbsy fighting out front, not out front, for 6th position, and contact between Krishna and Warrior Huntsman. Krishna pulling ahead. Very tight train of cars there. Let's see who can get a good exit. Hobbsy's got a good exit. J Will's under threat here. J Will's trying to hold it up the inside. Not able to do it. Looks to the cutback. Not quite tight enough. A hopping ball though with Steiny, who getting a 10th behind KXI, not getting the move done, and these guys both know that whichever one of them finishes ahead, if they're P1 and P2, is the one who will win. Although KXI does have the advantage, if he gets fastest lap, he can afford to finish P2. Although given what Freefall's doing, that seems less likely to be possible. Now if KXI was really cheeky, he could try and back Steiny into Dudluxy. Oh, I really need to get on that. KXI looking to go around the outside, Steiny looking to go around the outside of KXI. Not quite close enough to go for it. KXI defends well. Holds that first position, but now again having to defend that second DRS zone. Who's that? He's gone for a spin. That's Captain Nick. Yet to pit this race. Him and Warrior Huntsman, the only two drivers still to do so. In this battling, allowed Deluxey to close up a bit. They're going a bit deep into that last corner. And the longer this race goes on, the closer the hards get to the softs on pace. Thinking a perfect world for KXI, there is a safety car around about now. But the problem is, it's where would he come out, and is it worth pitting? Oh, Steiny looks to move aside slightly too late, though KXI not defending that time, interestingly. KXI knowing he needs, Steiny knowing he needs to play the long game. Does not want to lose his car here. They both crash, KXI wins. Both crash being both DNF. So Deluxe are getting a front row seat of the championship unfolding in front of them. I think it's unlikely that's changed, but I will have a quick look. Oh no, hang on. Steiny's on 3 warnings. I take that back. As Steiny looking for the move on KXI, again decided not to go for it. Fastest lap is almost certainly for the moment free fall. I think I can check that from here, can't I? Yep, free fall. Steiny just staying behind KXI, not really looking for any overtakes. I don't know if he's waiting for his tyres to wear down a bit. Deciding to stay behind, but he knows he can't play it too risky, given he's on 3 warnings. Which I thought was one more than you could get before you got a penalty, so it must be for different things. Steiny catching the curve a little bit. Not costing him too much. It's Krishna looking for the move on DeRoy. Does get it done, sorry. Saw the leaders were getting close, hopped on board with them. But Krishna up to P4, past DeRoy on the older tyres. Do you know what? Krishna's in very good stead here given the age of his tyres. And look how close these guys are. Less than half a second between the top 3 currently. We've got a yellow in sector 1. That looks like Warrior Huntsman's gone for a spin. Well, actually no, is he coming out the pit lane? Not sure. No, Warrior Huntsman did go for a spin. Oh, a Super Chinese reacting last second to avoid it, and it brings out another safety car. Now, a splitting strategy here. KXI into the pit lane, Steiny staying out on track. Now KXI almost certainly going onto the soft tyres. As 4-star gets a drive through for speeding under the safety car. Yep, there we go, onto the soft tyres. Now most guys pitting here, which is not at all good for Steiny, because KXI is going to come out in P3. Only there's 2 guys on the hard tyres staying out. I think almost everyone's else pitting for a fresh set of softs. Which means they're going to be completely swarmed, and I think that strategy call could quite possibly cost Steiny the race. And we'll see how it plays out. But it can't be too tricky for KXI to get past 2 guys on 17 lap old hard tyres. And when he's already got to be careful being on 3 warnings. We'll quickly check while we're under these conditions. If no, how's Deluxe doing for warnings? Because he's someone to keep an eye on. He's just got the 1. Krishna's another important character here. He's also on 3. Has it been up to 4 required or something? So current finishing positions, it is in Steiny's favour, but KXI had a significant strategic advantage. And actually, if he's able to get fastest lap on these softs, he doesn't even need to worry about getting the win, risky as that would be. I'm fairly sure that Steiny is normally in a party with Krishna, so it's possible that Krishna may end up deliberately being quite aggressive towards KXI to help him. There is some kind of in-league politics as to should you only help your teammate. Yeah, I think I agree with you, Jerome. But we will see. See if safety car's coming in this lap. I think it might be. We'll get the warning. Yep, there we go. Now just I need to choose when to go. I will have a hop on board with KXI as he will be the driver on the softs. He'll just fly past. He may be up to first by the end of lap 30. Might be a few more laps, but we will see. Certainly can't be too long. Steiny goes, gets a bit of a gap to Deluxey, but Deluxey not pulling away from KXI, and the grip of the soft tyres. Oh, and that's KXI and Deluxey out of this race, and that might just and I think that incident with Deluxey may very well make Steiny the champion. Deluxey losing the grip of his car, spinning. I'm going to re-watch that myself actually. See what did happen. Yeah, Deluxey lost grip. It's Krishna going for the overtake on Steiny. Of course, Steiny now knows he just needs to make it to the end. As long as he finishes at least 10th position, he's okay, and with 11 races left, he really just... it's his to work with. Yeah, there we go. Steiny finally getting that penalty he's been working towards. This is not how I want the championship to end. Oh no. De Roy on Carl. Oh, way up there, 3 wide. As Krishna gets fastest lap, and you know what? We might see Krishna with back-to-back fastest lap and win, which will be a small consolation prize for what we've just seen. course, you could see from that incident, KXI not at all at fault, just going for the move. He had the space, tried to hold it on the outside, but Brazil proving to be a very tricky track. Yeah, it's just now, as long as Steiny doesn't finish last, it's his. And given the amount of penalties and time J-Will has to pull... Oh, he serves 10 seconds of them. But even then, Steiny drops back into P3. Yeah, it's now looking... I mean, unless Steiny does himself get involved in an incident. But even then, he's got room to crash, pit for a new front wing, still come out ahead of J-Wills. Steiny now dropped down to P4. Another driver on the soft tyres getting past him. Carl, the next driver to close up on him. We do technically still have the third place championship battle going on, but it looks like Roy very much an advantage over 4-start. Captain Nick getting himself 3 seconds of penalties. His free fall knocks himself up to 6. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm at a complete loss for words for this. I mean, I've got to give the congratulations to Steiny if he pulls this off. Seems very, very likely at this point, but he's been fighting so hard this last few races to gain as much ground as he can. But KXI has been so unlucky. Taken out on the last lap of round, I think 13. Is it 13? No, round... It was round 13, I can't count. Actually, if Hobbsy can gain some ground on... Oh wait, still wrong way. Yeah, if he can gain some ground on DeRoy, he may very well get second position Steiny. Actually, with that penalty, he's going to drop down to 6th position as they start the final lap. Krishna still in the lead. Club PR considering the move on Carl. Keep an eye on this though, P1, P2. DeRoy, all he can do is try to get it on track, but Krishna looks like he's going to be the man who gets the win. Back-to-back win, and if I'm not mistaken... Oh no, DeRoy got fastest lap out from under him. That's Krishna with 2 wins back-to-back. And that is the only consolation prize we will be getting. But well done to Steiny, who comes across the line. Season 5 Tier 2 champion. Don't think there's much doubt there. So these two racing to the line, free fall, finishing ahead. And with 2 seconds less penalties, Super Chinese, of course, was in a position anyway. J Will's still quite a way to go. But my goodness, that did really not go KXI's way. Very, very good though. Hobbs, I don't know if Hobbsy's got a podium so far this season. He's been right up there championship wise as J Wills goes for a spin. Or is that deliberate donuts to end the season? I think it might be. So J Wills himself showing 15th in the championship. Is he going to gain any positions? No, I don't think he is. Actually, he'll lose position because Krishna will get him. Krishna over the last 2 races has got himself 81 points. Prior to that he had 10. So from 13 rounds he got 10 points, from 2 rounds he got 81 points. And Carl, something I'd missed, he was P20 on the 2nd lap up to P4. Like Krishna, now he's got his spins a bit more under control, showing he's got the pace, and in 2 back-to-back wins. And I will get the guys for the podium and Steiny in for a post-race interview. Actually, I think Steiny is already in the party, so he can join any time he wants. DeRoy picking up fastest lap, so he gets 34 points from this. Hobbsy 3rd. I think this is his 3rd podium. So I remember last time he was on the podium, check to see if it was his 1st, unless I'm mixing up drivers, which is perfectly possible. Hobbsy has... No, this is actually his 1st podium. Despite having such a strong championship position, this is Hobbsy's 1st podium. He got P5 in the championship, and only now in the last round getting a podium. But KXI, such a shame. I will be honest, he was the driver I was hoping would win, and that's because he's had such misfortune this season towards the end. Imola, Bahrain, and now here at Interlagos. I will quickly ping the guys for an interview. What am I doing? Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, congratulations to Steiny. Regardless of how other drivers did across the course of the season, he was the one who got the most points. 4 wins, 6 podiums, 2 fastest laps. I'm sure there was a driver of the day along there somewhere. I'm going to quickly add guys in to the group. Yeah, I've chucked Krishna and Hobbsy one. I haven't chucked Deroy one yet, but you can now be heard.
I'll get Deroy.
But yeah, congratulations. I'm not sure if it's the way you wanted it to happen, but you are
definitely not.
Season 5 Tier 2 champion.
Yay! I mean, I'm really happy with the performance over the long season, and I'm very happy that I was able to come back on 112 points difference in Portugal. But I have to say, this was KXI race, and I am not really sitting here extremely happy because I know this would have been a loss for me. So extremely unfortunate for KXI. And he would have definitely overtaken me, he would have definitely taken the win and definitely the championship. And yeah, I think I want to watch the replays there.
Yeah, the incident is caught on stream, just like Deluxe. He loses grip, comes across, catches him, sends him into the wall, sends himself into the wall.
Yeah, like before he started spinning right in front of me, he was in the party chat like, oh shit, and then it went. So it was never on purpose, that one.
Yeah, Krishna, congratulations on your back-to-back wins.
Yeah, thank you.
You've got...
It feels good.
81 points in the last 2 races. You got 10 points in the first 13.
Yeah.
All or nothing, mate.
Yeah.
But yeah, KXI, I got to ask you how you're feeling.
Well, before we get into that, of course, congratulations to Steiny in the top 3 today. So, good job, guys.
No, man, I'm gutted, man. I'm gutted for you, bro. Because
we were denied our last-minute fight.
It was, yeah, we had a very close battle as well already into turn 1, and we touched, and that was already very risky,
Yeah.
and I always saw myself on the wall. I really enjoyed that one, and I'm not too sure how much ERS he had before the last safety car, when I was behind you on hards, but I was hoping that... Yeah,
I could see that you very clearly weren't interested in overtaking me, so I was just saving. So actually at the time, I had 25, and then I saved to 65 at the safety car.
Oh, okay. That was maybe was a mistake by me. I was on 100.
Yeah, I was just watching you, just sitting on.
No, but this is not... I was talking about it as well already with the friends and here in stream as well. This is not the way that I wanted to win the championship. Because I knew this was your race, and you would have definitely finished in front of me, and that would have been the championship. So once again, man, I have big respect for your pace, and definitely a great talent for for the future. So keep it up, and yeah, once again, it's always sweaty to find you on track.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Hobbsy, I've got to congratulate you. I think this is your first win of the season. Sorry, first podium of the season.
Podium, yeah.
Which,
I've had a few falls, but...
Given your P5 in the championships, pretty impressive you've not got one yet.
Yeah, I mean, I've been up there and consistent, just needed that bit extra. Because the last few races I've turned traction control off. So I've had a few moments, but I think overall it's helped.
Yeah. DeRoy, fastest lap, P2. Do you think you could have gone for the win if you didn't have that penalty? Or?
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention when I got to the warnings, so that was really dumb. But you know, that's life. But I don't think I was gonna get the win because I was only a 10th behind on what was it on Krishna. It was kind of like Gasly and Hamilton going towards the line and I nearly got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was still pushing. I still want to get that P1 on track, but I wasn't meant to be. But I'm still happy. I thought I was gonna get driver of the day coming from because I made a mistake in Q2, and then I got from a P13, 14 all the way up to P2, and then this Krishna came from P17 to and just won the race. So that's going to the shits.
Oh yeah, you crashed in Q1, didn't you, Chris? No. Unconnected
when Marty crashed out, my game just completely has been frozen for a second, and I've been spinning in turn 1, so yeah, lost like 5 positions with it, got them back. I'm super happy again. Like 2 weeks ago, I had no fun on this game. I told everybody this is my last season, but after the last 2 weeks, maybe
maybe
is still drivable. Let's see.
Happy for you, Krishna.
Yeah, I mean, any more words from Steiny KXI? It was your championship race that...
Wow, I mean...
Yeah, you go first.
I guess, and I think Steiny will agree, sometimes you need a little bit of luck to win championships, and I just didn't get that in Imola, Bahrain, and today. But I can be proud of how well I drove this season. I honestly don't think I made a single mistake on track.
That's less than me.
I thought it would hurt a little bit more, but of course I'm disappointed, but these things happen in racing. You guys can all have a good laugh at the clip.
It's gonna go into history of CRL. No, but yeah, I was too focused on the race itself. I actually, I was so focused on KXI that I was looking and trying to find out how much ERS he had during the entire race, and the entire championship, the chase down to KXI was immense. Like the highest points that I was behind him was 112 after Portugal, and it is not easy even with a new point system. So I hope that I was able to help everybody a little bit. Maybe some driver can pick up some small things here and there, but yeah, I really enjoyed racing in Tier 2 this season, and I've got a new rival now. The Roy is absolutely rapid.
Yeah,
and, it is unbelievable. Yeah, but KXI, you have got really, really good chances for next season wherever you race and whatever tier. And yeah, man, keep it out. It was always very sweaty, and I enjoyed it very much.
So yeah, I'd assume that Steiny, DeRoy, KXI, you're all at risk of being bumped up to Tier 1. I know 2 of you spent some time there before.
That would be funny if we all 3 go into Tier 1.
I would actually like it, to be fair. The thing for me is I would have to... Either I'd stay in this division and turn off ABS to make it a bit more harder, or you know, go up to Tier 1, just keep ABS, but like the guys in Tier 1, they're
very different.
I doubt I'll be in Tier 1 next season, because I'll probably be getting a wheel for the next season, so...
A what?
Oh, right.
A wheel, so I'm still on the pad, so I doubt I'll have to find a season to get him back up to speed. So maybe
I had the same.
Maybe not.
Yeah, the same. It took me about 4 months, and then I got back to
Yeah,
level.
well, that's a whole season then, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll see where they place me.
Yeah. Well, once again, congratulations, Krishna. Congratulations, Steiny, and Hobbsy gets your first podium. And yeah, Deroy as well. Good race. Nearly got your P1. Not quite.
Yeah. Thanks for commentating the season, mate.
Yeah, it's been good. It's quite certainly close championship right until the end.
Definitely.
So thank you for the show you guys put on, and yeah,
thank you.
condolences,
Thank
KXI. I really was supporting you for this.
Thank you. Sorry, I have to disappoint you.
But yeah, best of luck next season, guys.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you.
end the
Cheers,
stream here, but go watch Tier 1. I know the championship's decided, but that doesn't mean they won't still be flying around the track. So, from us in Tier 2, thank you, goodbye, and see you next season, which I have no idea when it is, but probably late January, early February.
Yeah.
Hopefully a bit of a break.
That's it.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Bye bye.
Bye.